understandably, you need to be competitive in your prices, but once your costs are down, you will make better profits. Knowing that we are into automotive, we are now entering the high technology businesses of touchscreen and medical devices. In this year, we are going to establish factories in USA and Indonesia. Crossix have decided to have a worldwide presence, and I will be proud when an Indian company becomes a world company. We have decided to acquire at least one company every year worldwide in newer areas to increase our footprint in technology and sales. We are in a process of getting at least 6 leaders who will be ready to take responsibility. I mean, training them to take the responsibility to run them. They are being trained for the role. Training is very, very important, my friends. One of the reasons we have succeeded because we train all the time in the training rooms and on the job. It's very, very important. Please train your people. Don't think that you should know it all. Your people must also know everything. I want to share some thoughts on why we succeeded the way we did. The things I have said is about a story. There are certain principles we followed why we succeeded. Well, obviously we did not have the luxury of Infosys, but we trusted our people. I imbibed in the first 5 people that came in the principle of ownership. What does ownership mean? You mean when you have an ownership, you want to make sure you are most efficient. You want to make sure that your job is your profit center. There are processes that are in your production. If every person that's working in the process feels this is my job, I am responsible for the profits of this job, he becomes the owner. If you can create thousands of owners like that in your business, you are bound to succeed. Nobody can beat you. You have to make them understand why things are being done the way they are being done. It's very, very important. If you do that, they will trust you. Make sure you trust your people. Innovation only comes when your people trust you. As Mr. Murthy said, without innovation, you are not going to get anywhere. And without you putting trust in people and your people trusting you, they will never innovate for you. We have constantly innovated, which keeps us ahead of the curve. We innovate products all the time. Processes and norms are challenged continuously on a daily basis. We spend a lot of time and money in making sure we have the type of products that are developed before our customers ask for them. It's important. Once your customer comes to you and then you develop a product, well, you lost the race because there's already competition, because he also gets time to compete for that product. But if you have a product that is already developed before the customer asks for you, you are already ahead of the race. So please keep developing those products. Another thing I want to tell you, which probably no other company in the world has ever achieved. We have never, in our past 23 years of our production, failed to deliver to any of our customer, even once, while supplying millions and millions, hundreds of millions of products in the past 20 years. Never. Never has a customer lost production time or his production line stopped because we failed to supply them. I do not see any company in the world that has done this. Product innovation is so strong that we are able to deliver acceptable samples, workable samples, production samples in 48 hours, while our international competitors takes weeks and sometimes months. We intend to invest in innovation continuously to shorten this lead time further. We have never had product warranty failures ever in the past 23 years. No other company in the world can say that. I challenge any other company in the world to say that we did not have a product failure in the entire life cycle of their production. This is really, really important for all of you. You have to think beforehand. For that, we have a statement that we make. It's called first time right concept. Please make a note of this. Find out how you can make a product first time right. What will happen is you will then start listing out what are the things that will go wrong in development of the product and when this product is going to go through the life cycle. If you think very hard, you will have solved all the negativities that exist in that product manufacturing process. And you will have a product that is always first time right when you produce it. This will really help you in retaining customers. Retaining customers is very, very, very important. Once a customer comes to you, he should never leave you. It takes hundreds of times more efforts to get a customer back if you lose them. So make sure you retain your customer. If your customer is used to the benefits that you provide him, benefits beyond his expectation, he will never want to leave you, and that's very, very important. Well, some of you will want to say, well, how can we spend so much money in R&D and quality control? It costs money. For them, I'd like to say, it's more costly not to do that than to waste your money on rejections that are going to happen later on. Please invest in the best production machines possible. We ourselves have invested in the best technology. Well, obviously, once we started making money after 4 or 5 years. 5 years we used to do everything manually when we started our businesses. After that, we did invest everything in automation. Invest in the best technology that's possible, because it might set you back for a few months, maybe a year or two, but it will make sure, if you will make sure, you will survive for decades after that. Many Indian customers, let me tell you, in India, though we are a poor country, will expect high quality goods. I'll tell you particularly about motorcycles. 3, 4 to 5 years back, there were Chinese motorcycles that came into India. They were half the price. They were not accepted by the Indian consumer, and they're out of business. There's a lot of flutter. Chinese are coming at half the price. It did not work. Which means Indian customers want very high quality goods at even lowest level. So quality is very, very, very important. Please do not neglect that. Aim to be a supplier to the world. What that does to you is you raise your bar of your standards. You raise the bar of your quality. You raise the bar of your productivity. Services, technology. Aim to see. Look around the world and see what are the best products. How are they made? What are the standards I need to achieve? If you do that, you can apply that similarly in India. You can make, and you can be a most cost-effective producer in India. But looking at the world, at the best things that are happening in the world. We invested in a lot in training, and we constantly send people abroad to visit customers and study technology all the time. Do not, my friends, do it by yourself. Let your people do it. There is always a fear of losing people. We also had that initially, but we didn't have really qualified people. Many of you will have, but don't have any fear of losing them, because if you have multiple hands who are trained like you, they're going to equally be with you and moving forward, and that's the only way you can explode into the world. If you do everything by yourself and keep the secrets and do not share with your people, you are never going to become big. Best manufacturing practices will always make you leaders. It's very, very important. What are the best manufacturing practices? I believe the most important big people practices, as you have been informed, Classic Stripes is the only company in India, or probably the world, that has been voted in the best companies to work, first 25 best companies to work for 7 years in a row. There is no company